Hey there YouTube, in this video we're going to talk about Smart Meeting Pro software. So this is a business software for a smartboard or an interactive display or an interactive tablet or a smart podium. So this software has many business features incorporated in it, and it can, when you look at the software, it looks much easier than Smart Notebook, but we're going to dive into it and see the features it has. Okay, so here I have a Smart 6000 series interactive display. Mine is multi-touch. It has two pens that have pen ID, and right now it's completely off. The power's off in the back of the screen, so this is not going to work. The touch panel is not going to work, so it's not in sleep mode. So we're going to go ahead in the back and flip the switch. Now this turns on, and the screen should say Smart, and it'll turn on. So I just killed the switch just to demonstrate, but usually the board's going to be in sleep mode. And to know that, you will see here that this will be a solid orange, the moon, the crescent moon, and when you just tap it once, it'll turn right on instantly. So right now we are initializing the OPS, so we're going to go to the HDMI 1. And now I have a laptop connected, which is running Windows 10. So I'm going to connect the HDMI, which is going to provide high definition video and audio to the screen. And then we're going to plug in the USB cable, which is going to provide interactivity and touch to the screen. Okay. So we have touch and we have video on the screen. So right here we have the Smart Meeting Pro toolbar. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my whiteboard. I'm going to see my interactive space. Okay. So I'm going to open up my file that I'm going to show to you today. So I'm going to go to File, Open, and I'm going to go ahead into my drive, and I'm going to open up the file. No, I don't want to save changes. So here we are. So this is Smart Meeting Pro software. This is the business solution software again for the smart boards. Here we have pictures, so it demonstrates what can Smart Meeting Pro be used on. Okay, so we have a Smart 800 series interactive whiteboard right here. So whether you're using a projector or just a blank whiteboard, it's going to work. Running on a Windows computer or Mac. We have an iPhone and a laptop. So whether you're in a conference call and you want to join into the meeting on this computer or wherever you're hosting the meeting, you can join in the session and see everything that's happening live. Okay, we have a Smart 6000, what we're running right here, interactive flat panel, and we have a Smart Podium interactive tablet, an active pen display, and then we have an iPad. So if you have an iPad, you join in the session, you can use your Apple Pencil and you can annotate over the session if the host gives you permission to annotate. So this is the logo for Smart Meeting Pro. There is two versions of Smart Meeting Pro. There's the Room Edition and there's the Personal Edition. So Room Edition lets you reset the room on the software. So we'll get more into that a little bit later. And the Personal Edition gives you a little bit different toolbar, but you have pretty much every feature on the software, and it's allowed for multiple people on a computer. So I'm going to go ahead on the bottom of the toolbar and click the next page. So here's the toolbar again. We have some tools up here. We have the interactivity tools in the middle, and then we have some application tools in the bottom. So again, looking at the basic functions, we can click on the desktop. So we have a desktop and a whiteboard button, okay? So I'm going to click on desktop and I can see my desktop. I can do whatever I want on my screen, open up emails, open up applications right here, and I'm still going to have my toolbar on the left-hand side. So I'm going to click on my whiteboard again, and here we are on the whiteboard screen. So I can just write my notes. And then we have an organizer. Okay, let me just pick up my red pen. And let's check this off. So we have my organizer, and we can click on that. And here we can see any meetings you may have, upcoming meetings you may have. You can also see your pages, so your current pages in your meeting profile right here. And you can see your applications. So any applications you might have open on your computer, you can click on that and load it to the appropriate screen. So right up here, we see our main screen. I just have one screen duplicated from my desktop, my laptop. If you have multiple displays, you can also identify your screen to see which number display you're looking at. So here in this case, display number 1, which is the only one. Again, let's go back to whiteboard. And then again, reset room, we'll talk about that a little bit later. But you can basically reset the session and so for the next person to use when you're finished with your meeting. Okay, let's go to the next page. So tools. So we have many different tools here. Basically, we have the pan feature. So when you're looking at this space, it's not just a page. You can't just go up and down. It used to be like that, okay? Now there's a pan feature. So this is called the unbound workspace. So basically, I can zoom in, zoom out, move across the screen, and I get infinite amount of space. So what does that mean? Let's say I'm going to pick up my pen, change my color to blue. Let's get the bigger size here. Okay, so here, let's write meeting number 1. Okay, so we're going to zoom in a little bit. We have an idea. Who are we going to talk to? Person number 1. Actually, no. Maybe he has another idea. So we're going to go ahead and bring that. He's going to talk to the project manager. And then he might say, oh, wait, no. We also have to talk to let's just call this person Y. Okay. So again, as you can see, I'm using 2 different pens. I have an idea, talk to person 1, project manager, and then person Y. Okay. So I can zoom in and out, and I can put as much space as I want on the page. So you don't have to add a new page. You don't have to scroll up and down. It's up, down, left, and right. You can go in any direction pretty much. So that's the pan feature. So let's find our notes again. Here we are. Now we have the select tool. So unlike the pan feature, so another feature about the pan feature that I didn't talk about is that when you write your notes on the screen and you want to move them, they're not going to move. Okay, you have to click on your writing and you can move it. Okay, because you're still in pan mode, you're going to pan around the screen, so you're not really going to move it. So if you want to move it in pan mode, just touch the writing and move it around. Okay, you just flipped it across the screen. So now we're going to write our notes again. Part 2. Click on the select tool. So you can be in pan or select mode, and I'm just going to click it and move it. Okay, just you have your notes. Let's throw my name. I can touch it, move it, and I can erase it. So I don't have to click on it like in pan mode, I can just move it. Okay? And then we have the pen feature. So if we have a pen feature, we can click on a color. So I chose green, and I can pick any size, and I can just write. Okay, here I have multiple fingers, and I can do that. Okay, and I can click blue, change a bigger color, a bigger size, and write. And I also have a green highlighter and a yellow highlighter. So I can also highlight things too. If I want to change colors, okay, let's move around a second. Let's move over this way. So if I want to change colors, okay, how do I do that? If I pick up a pen here, I'm using black. Okay, I can either touch on my writing, click on the drop-down menu and click Properties, and I can change to, let's go to orange, and let's make it a little bit bigger. That's another way, right? If you highlight everything and change the color, or if you use the Smart Ink floating toolbar, you have your basic colors, black, red, green, and blue. You have your sizes, so I can choose a red, this size, right? And then if you click here, you have more colors. So there's a ton of colors here you can pick from. This weird color, you can do that. a green. We can change a thicker size. And then we can write like that. So hi, right? We can write like that. So that's another way to change colors. And here you also have your highlighter too. So again, you want to do a highlighter, you can do that. Here I'm using my fingers. So again, object awareness works here too. So if I have my finger as a highlighter, my pen is black. So black pen, I use my finger. Whoops. I'm in pen mode, here we go. Let's go to pen. And sorry, whoops. Pen. And then we should be in highlighter mode. Okay, here we go. Okay, so but yeah, basically if you have object awareness, you can have your finger doing something and your pen or the other pen could be doing another thing. So that could be done in Smart Notebook as well. So let's erase all this. Okay, and let's go over this way. So you have your eraser, so if you click here, you have your little eraser here, you have a smaller one, and then a bit bigger erasers, and you can have multiple erasers as well. Okay, you can also add shapes, okay? So let's pan a bit up here, zoom in a bit. Shapes, so I can click a check mark, and I can say we already went through this, this, this. We talked about this. We did not talk about this or this. So we're not done with shapes yet. So basically you can click on shapes. You want a circle, oval, you can choose that. And then also if you click the select tool, you can click on that object. Also you can enlarge it, rotate it, whatever you want to do to it. And then you can click properties, and you can also change the fill color and the size as well. So we can adjust it how we want to adjust it, okay? So it's fully customizable, and I can use this for something here. So I can say, okay, let's just say this is a box. Erase that, adjust that. Okay? So we have all these shapes. We also have arrows too. So if I want to point something, I have an arrow. Bring these two together. You can, I can have multiple arrows too, or lines like that. Okay. All right. And then we have text. So basically, you're on a computer. You're on here. You have a keyboard. You can, let's pan a bit over. Let's get some more space. You can use the text feature, and you can just click here, type whatever you want to type. And then it'll show up here. You can adjust it as well with properties and changing colors as well. Also on here, make it bold, italicized, underlined, whatever you choose. Okay, next. Okay, so the gallery. So Smart Reading Pro, unlike Smart Notebook, has a gallery also, but the gallery is more business focused, okay? So here I have some examples of what the tabs are. We have decision making, human resources. So let's get a pen here. Let's make it a green. Okay. So we have decision making, we have human resources, we have brainstorming, problem solving, engineering, and flowcharts, and so much more. Okay. So to get to the gallery, let's pan a bit down a bit. So you're going to click on this button right here. It's called the gallery. And here we go. So basically we can add whatever we choose, any background, and it'll right into the file. Okay, so decision making, 34 templates. So you can do here. So we can say observe, right? We can observe something, we can orient them, decide what are we going to choose, and act. What is our final action to it? Okay, so we can take notes here, we can write on it, and again, we can send this out to multiple people in an email. So let's add a new page, and let's go to the gallery again. So that's decision making. There's a whole ton of those. Shapes and icons, we have little sticky notes. I can say YouTube, question mark. Engineering templates, so graph paper, blank templates, shapes, icons, speech, project planning. Oh, we even have a Gantt chart too. So if you're familiar with Gantt charts, activity, what are we going to do? Who's going to be in charge of it, or what team members are going to take care of it? And when do you want these completed? When do you want this completed? Okay, so the months and the weeks, okay, or days even. Lean management, human resources, technology icons. So we can even add, okay, we're going to do Bluetooth. And who's going to do it? John's going to do it. Let's fix that. Okay, we can also add a smartboard. Who's going to talk about this? Okay. So here's a smartboard, and we can say Lisa's going to do it in the month of April or something. So there's a whole lot of templates here you can use that I think is great, pretty much. Marketing and sales. So all these charts here. Introduction, growth, maturity, decline. You can talk about this in a meeting, or you can create one too in Excel too, or in another program and bring it in right into here. So talking about that, so what if we want to bring something in, okay? So I'm going to quickly do that. I'm going to add a new page. We're on a blank page right here, and I'm going to go ahead in my desktop, go to Internet Explorer or Google Chrome, and I have a picture all set. So let's say a car clip art. I'm going to click on this one. I could copy and paste this into Smart Reading Pro, but I'm going to use my toolbar. So as you can see, it changed. So right here, since I'm on desktop mode, I have select, pen, eraser, and capture. So I'm going to use capture. I'm going to do a rectangle selection, and I'm going to do this. Okay. Go back to my whiteboard right here. Capturing to whiteboard. Go back, and here it is. So my picture that I took a screenshot of, or a capture, is now in my Meeting Pro file. So, what can I say? Cars, okay? Cars. So, I can say, let's go to a purple pen. So we have 4 cars. And we can say, okay, we have red, yellow, blue, and green. But we can also say who. Whoops, so it's select. So I'm going to drop down menu and click convert to text, and who. So who's going to drive which car? Okay, Lisa, John, Nick, Pablo, anyone who's going to drive the car. Okay, so we can talk about that here, and we can make notes, and we can talk about that. Just an example, you know. So that's that. And then we went over the gallery here. Now, another feature is the radar. So if you look at my screen, you have a radar right there, okay? So basically that is the whole bird's eye view of your session. So as you can see, we have radar, and we have my little notes there. And if let's pan around the page a bit. Let's write B1, B2, conclusion. Okay, so let's zoom out again. And I'm going to click on view, and I'm going to take off the grid line. So we're going to see just white space on the screen. So we're going to go to, okay, let's go to here. Let me go on this side. So I can touch this blue box, okay? I can touch it, and I can move it around and I can go wherever I want. So here we have the radar, the title. Let's go to B1. Where's B1? Here it is. Okay, let's go up a bit. Zoom in. And let's just write 1 in red. I'm going to click plus. Okay, so I just add the plus icon. Now I have a bookmark 0. Now I'm going to go down B2. I'm just going to write 2. Click the plus. Now I have B1 or B2. And then let's go here to conclusion. And then 3. And I'm going to click add. Okay. So if I'm over here, all right, we're talking about the radar. We have view hide and we have bookmarks. What are bookmarks? Basically, bookmarks are, and then I can go to the bookmarks, click on the drop down, click on bookmark 0. It takes me straight to bookmark 1 in this case. Talk about that. Quickly go to bookmark number 2 or bookmark 1, right here, and then all the way to conclusion. So it's a quick way to go from point A to point B to point C, and to get your point across to the team. Okay? So that's the radar. We can go back again, and then we can X that out. Also, some features. Are if I am here, I can click on this icon to go to full screen. So basically it'll hide the toolbar, make it a bit smaller, and I can see my, my writing a bit bigger on the screen. So I can go ahead and add a new page here. And I can write my notes. And I can move this, enlarge, rotate, and flick on the screen. Okay? So now let's exit out of here. I'm going to go ahead to my desktop, open up WebEx, and start a meeting. So I'm going to start a meeting right now, just an example. Okay, video is off because I'm not going to use a camera, and we're going to start the meeting. Okay, so once my WebEx meeting is started, I'm going to go ahead on my iPad just to show you what you can see on the screen. So I'm going to go ahead into my meeting, click on information, and I'm going to type in my meeting number, which is 796, and then that, and then join, and then I'm not going to use a camera in this case. We're going to use a microphone, but let's mute it. And we're going to start the session. So I should be joining in right now. I'm the host, I guess, on this iPad. And I can see what's happening right up here. Okay, so I see participants, host, and the co-host. We can also turn on the camera. It's not allowed. Microphone. We can speak on the screen. I can share content. So here I'm going to go ahead and share the screen, and I'm just going to click my entire screen, start sharing, and you should be able to see that on the iPad right over here. Okay, we can see everything on the screen. So let's minimize this here and minimize that, and I'm going to go ahead to the whiteboard, and I'm just going to add a new page. We can see everything happening right here, so I can write on the screen. It should show up on my WebEx meeting. So I can interact here. So let's get a pen here. Let's go to my toolbar. Click on green, and I'm going to write here. Erase that. WebEx. And I can select it all. Let's select it all. Convert. Oops, didn't recognize that. Okay. So convert the text full. Okay, and then I'm going to click it, enlarge it. So I can type text here. I can have my remote participant viewing. And I'm gonna write here my notes. Excuse the sloppy handwriting. Team review. And everything is able to be seen on the iPad, okay? So let's go ahead and exit out of this session. Return to meeting, leave meeting. I just left the meeting. And then I'm gonna go ahead up here and click stop sharing. And then I'm just gonna exit out of this. Okay, so that was just an example of using Smart Meeting Pro on a smart interactive display. I hope that was useful. We basically ran through it, I hope in detail. But this is the business solution software, again, for smart boards and interactive displays. For information regarding this program, or if you want to learn more how to use it, or need any help, I can be there to assist you. So feel free to contact me. I'll put my contact below, and thank you again, and have a great day.